Hello everyone, my name is Sarah Ritt. I'm an artist and a tarot reader, and I have to say this reading feels really lovely already. What I'm seeing, I should say. I recognize I haven't technically begun the reading, but, well, actually, I guess I have. The energies I'm seeing before me are really, really lovely, and we're entering a new phase of being and exploring and listening to our inner selves. That's what I'm seeing. And it's just really beautiful energy, really beautiful combination of energies. Yeah, so I'll go ahead and start. So there is this sense of taking it easy just enough to allow that inner voice to be heard and acknowledged and used as guidance. So you have this lovely energy, and the message I'm getting right away is the mind is at rest. The mind is enough at rest here. Swords are air. Air corresponds to the mind. Everything that goes on within our minds and how that translates into words, actions, ways we articulate ourselves or don't, the state of our minds. And again, I'm getting that message that the mind is at rest enough to really follow, well, the heart. So with the Fool, you have that feeling of diving into the unknown and courageously and in such a way where there's enough faith that it will work out and it will be to our advantage to start something new. Fool is that energy. And actually, both of these are air, which is interesting because to me, in my mind, the Fool is so much about direct action, and to me it almost feels like a different kind of warmth. I think of air so much as surrounding the intellect, which Aquarius is. It's an air sign, and so there is that intellectual component, but Aquarius is also an adventurer and an unconventional thinker. There's something really beautiful about that. It's actually my rising sign in astrology, so it's the way that I come across, maybe to all of you. It's kind of like a first impression, and also just it's a piece of who I am in relation to my outward self. So, and I love that about myself because I feel like it speaks to all of the bold, unconventional thinking that I do and that I put forward as I speak with all of you. So it's a really lovely energy. And again, what I'm seeing, and I feel like I'm also experiencing this online, you know, just in some of the really beautiful posts that I see on Instagram, and the courage that it takes us to really bare our souls, you know, and to write a beautiful poem. That's an example of this energy. Putting ourselves forward and having the faith to venture in those new directions boldly and creatively. And yeah, I'm thinking of Star Trek all of a sudden. Boldly where no man has gone before. I feel like that's a part of this, and it's interesting that it should come from having enough of that resting state here, you know, where the mind can kind of chill out and again let the heart and soul take the lead and lead us in new directions, Aquarian style. So I love that, and all of that energy feels very much like here and now, turning point kind of energy. It's like because Fool is also beginnings, you know, we're beginning new things, we're initiating new things for ourselves. in powerful ways. And we've come from this place of emotional turmoil. Here you have water, and 8 of Cups is that feeling of leaving behind the difficult, painful emotional situations that we just feel like we're at odds at, or that don't serve us they don't serve us anymore. You know, the way the cups are uneven here, there's this feeling of off-kilter energy and leaving it behind. Here it feels, and time is interesting for me as a reader, I should say, because I'm getting kind of 2 layers of time here. One is we've left this behind, but I also feel that, and maybe this is, some of us are more fully in that having left this behind, and some of us are still kind of wrestling with the stuff that we're leaving behind. So that feeling of past discord that we're coming out of collectively, that's what this feels like it's getting at here, with the reversal as well. So again, cups are water. They speak to that emotional undercurrent of things. And yeah. Interesting that we should progress forward in such a way where our minds can be at rest. It's like something is easing up and shifting, and it's affecting our minds in a really positive and beneficial way. And again, where we can have the courage to really act from that soul place that goes beyond the mind. That's what I'm getting at with the Fool. It's Aquarian, so there's that air energy, and it also goes beyond the mind and speaks to maybe the soul energy of Aquarius, which, yeah, again, it just goes beyond the mind, goes beyond the intellect, even as it speaks to the intellect and new ways of thinking. And then moving forward, what it feels like is that we're progressing towards yet another turning point for ourselves, where we, maybe what it is. So I'll show you what I'm seeing here. This is, again, more of that air element, more swords. And swords can be the bleakest looking and feeling sweet, and I've always thought it's because we have the capacity to think worst case scenario with our minds. You know, there's that bleakness of the negative what if, the deep dark places that our mind can take us. And this energy speaks to being at a turning point. I remember looking at the Tarot Teachings website that I love so much, and that the author of that site would talk about this energy as kind of cutting something loose, you know, in a very defined kind of way. There's just this feeling of being at a turning point, and this is literally a battle scene, right? Being at a turning point and moving forward. It's reversed here. It feels as if it's, I don't even think it's really speaking to upcoming challenges so much as it's speaking to maybe a furthering of this energy in which whatever emotional discord we've come through, we find a new way to kind of cut it out, or we turn a corner with it in which it no longer lingers. I think that's what this is about, because this energy feels like it's lingering, you know, and I do feel that maybe some of us have already found ways past it, and some of us, it's lingering a little bit longer. But in general, what I'm getting is that these two kind of, the words that are coming to me are, they kind of cap each other off nicely. It feels like this is being in the middle of something unwanted that just feels deep and dark, or muddled or mangled. It's just all that emotional discord. This feels like it's kind of cutting that off at the knees. It feels firm and decisive and powerful. It feels as if the work we're doing here, you know, that ability to have courage and hope and faith and to move forward, you know, in a courageous and adventurous way. It feels as if this work gets us to this turning point, gets us to this place where we can say, all right, no more of that other, you know, it's time to move forward. It's time to, and not even just decide to move forward so much as reach a turning point within ourselves wherein moving forward is just the next, like Abraham Hicks would say, the next logical step. It's just a natural progression forward for us. So this is really exciting. And yeah, just really, really exciting, really lovely reading. It, again, we're coming out of something. And the other interesting layer I'm getting is that even as you have this sword's energy, right? This particular deck, it's so beautiful and so exquisite in its detail, and that psychedelic element is right there. You have this purple going on in both of these, you know, and I know that clouds can speak to, well, from what I'm remembering again with, I believe it's Tarot Teachings, clouds as mystery, clouds as unknown, and also just clouds as divine, you know, it's just, there's a lot there, you know, they're very full, and purple being such a, and look, I'm wearing purple. Purple being such a mystical color, there is this feeling of, even as the element speaks to the mind, what I'm getting too is that we're accessing that mysterious kind of ethereal energy that goes beyond the mind and that moves us forward and that brings us new inspiration from words that are coming here from above and beyond, from that great unknown. There's a feeling of allowing ourselves to be guided from beyond the mind, from beyond what we know logically. And there's something really exciting about that too. So then the artwork that I pulled is also very harmonious this time around, which tells me again, we're reaching a new place inside of ourselves where new things are possible. So you have this lovely energy. And again, the message here, I mean, it feels very direct in a way. We're centered, you know, that we're at the center of our own internal universe, and that we're also with this red. I feel like this red is grounded energy, you know, but it's also passion. It's both of those things, you know, and we're giving off sparks, you know, we're generating new life force within us and around us. That's what I'm getting here. And then this one as well. I love that both of these speak to our center, you know, that and also another beautiful cliched and cosmic message that I'm getting is our hearts are in the right place as we're doing it, as we're gathering new momentum, as we're surrounded in love, as we're attracting new situations toward us. Our hearts are in the right place. And we've got that beautiful little kind of psychic antenna. Again, that theme of purple and mysticism. It feels like we're sending out signals and we're receiving new information. So there's a lovely kind of a harmonious give and take there with the divine energy that's all around us as well. And yeah, I'm also getting that, speaking of divine energy, with the white here, and I know I've brought this up before, I feel as if white speaks to that divine, there's that kind of, you know, and this is everything that I've looked into myself, just in learning about these beautiful colors that speak to me anyway, but that white it's an all-encompassing thing. And there's again, there's a purity there, there's a divinity there, which makes me think of purity of intention, you know, and that you see it here as well. So there's heart energy with the green and the pink, right? That's the heart chakra. So we're in tune with our hearts, which goes right back to what I was saying about the Fool. And we're connecting to our divine selves in new and innovative ways. I know I've brought that in before, innovation. I feel like this reading picks up where the last one left off, you know, just in terms of creating a brighter momentum going forward, that we're approaching a new realm of possibility for ourselves. And we're doing it in a centered way. That's what this feels like. So even as the Fool would almost seem the opposite of centered, but here again, this white flower, purity of intention. Fool has purity of intention. And yeah, I feel like people have posted about the Fool with April Fool's Day just having passed, and I know I've seen that before. It resonates deeply, so I feel like it's also coming through me, but the idea of purity of heart with the Fool, you know, yeah. So, wow, guys, we've been doing a lot of really good work for ourselves, and even if not all of us can feel it right away, it's coming. And that's really exciting. So, yeah, I hope that you all have wonderful adventures going forward, and that you continue to stay connected to that wonderful divine knowing that calls you forward. Yeah. I guess there's not really that much more to say. If you're interested in supporting me and this channel, please check out my Patreon. The link is down below. And otherwise, I hope that you all enjoy this beautiful spring day. And again, happy journeying forward. Bye for now.